Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Give me just a second. I'm getting situated here. I hope everyone's having a wonderful night. There's my page. Hey Capri. Hi girl, how are you? So, what do y'all think about everything that's happened today in this case? It seems like a lot for one day. Yay, you get to be in the chat for this one. I'm so happy, Capri. It is overwhelming. It is overwhelming. I had a couple of minutes at church and I was like texting Rose and I'm like, tell me what's going on. She was like sending me some things and I'm like, wow. It's overwhelming. I mean, how could he how okay, either the FBI knew these things about this resort, this camping area, and they didn't follow up on investigating it, or he totally slipped through by the FBI on this one and they knew nothing about it. And I can't figure out which way. I mean, is this dude really smarter than our FBI agents? Surely not. Surely he isn't. Yes, Capri, I'm starting to think like that. And earlier even Rose made a comment like that. She's like, but he can't really come out and say he didn't know, because if your fiance comes up missing for weeks at a time, you know something's not right. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's the type that would pull something like this. Yeah, he's gonna lie. Hey, Miss Ward, how are you? Thank you for being here. Y'all, he's gonna lie. He's gonna lie like a dog trying to get out of all of this mess. And his parents are gonna lie right there with him. They are all just a bunch of hypocritical liars, and it's all you can make out of it. I don't believe anything that they say. Now, I will say this. I do feel sorry for the parents' neighbors, because they didn't ask for any of this. Hey, Cash. This case is a mess. This case is terrible. The neighbors, I feel sorry for them. They're having to deal with all of this noise and stuff going on, and the lady and the man outside with a bullhorn. You can plug it in right there. Lady inside, man outside with a bullhorn every hour on the hour, screaming through the bullhorn. Hey, Peachy. I mean, who wants to hear that mess? And those poor kids that live in those other houses, who wants to come home from school after, 6 or 7 hours or whatever at school, and have to hear that the rest of the night that they're at home? That's just nonsense. I bet you anything, if some of those neighbors knew where Brian was, friends of the family or not, they would turn him in. Actions, but exactly, he doesn't care. Yeah, Christine, I see you. Yeah, Christine, I see you. I spoke to you when you came in. Let me tap to her and tell her I can see her. Well, hi, Christine. I just want to make sure that when people think that I can't see them, that they know, guys, excuse me. Look at that. I have literally been live. Oh, okay, Christine, I got you. I've literally been live a total of 7 minutes. 7 minutes just to discuss today's activities and already got a thumbs down. Thank you for taking your time to give me a thumbs down. Thank you. You're exactly right, Miss Ward. They're going to end up just like the Anthonys, and it's going to be their own fault. Except these people are going to end up owing the state of Florida a lot of money, because the state of Florida have already said that if they can prove that this family did anything to help their son escape escape prosecution, they're going to they're going to owe a lot of money. And as of Saturday, it was $1.2 million. It's like $200,000 a day. Can you imagine? I hope they do too, Peachy. I hope they do too. It'll teach these people that you cannot do these things and expect the taxpayers to pick the bill up. They have put these cops, these first responders, these rescue people in harm's way for nothing, for their own arrogance, self-righteous. I holier than thou, I only care about myself attitude, and it's disgusting behavior. They should have raised. No, he has not been caught, Christine. Now, while I was at church, the way I understand it, and someone who, if I'm missing something, please, someone feel free to jump in and tell me. The way I understood it, they are still searching. Hey, Breezy. Hey, Joey. I'm so glad you're back again tonight, Joey. The Baldo needs to come forward. That's exactly right. Okay, the way I'm understanding it, the Carlton Reserve, they have been searching it again. And also the Fort DeSoto campground. That dog and his team had a search dog out there, and dog found a energy drink can. He found something that maybe looks like a campsite. I'm not sure about that. That's just what I heard. And that there's helicopters and stuff flying. Dog does have cops with him now to help. I did read a chat from Dog's daughter, Lisa Chapman, on Twitter. Excuse me, a tweet. Joy, you're sticking to your Blood Mountain theory that that Dog was calling it a night for safety reasons, but that he'll be back at it first thing in the morning unless something turns up tonight, and then he will go back out. But guys, did y'all see the thing that dog had flying behind they had the airplane flying? It said Aloha Brian Landry from the dog. And he had it flying over the area where they were searching. Capri, I think you're onto something there. Guys, I had a feeling that he wouldn't get too far away. Hey, Mr. Jen, I had a feeling he would not get too far away from his mom. I had a very, very big feeling about that. I couldn't shake that feeling. He wouldn't get too far away from his mom. Now, I'm careful when I say that because I have a mama's boy. Okay? But if my son did half the things that this guy is accused of doing, allegedly did, I would turn him in myself. I would drive him to the police department myself. I would not go out and buy him a separate cell phone. You know about the extra cell phone? That's exactly right, Capri. You have a mama's boy too, but you raised him right. Same way here. Hey, daffodils. Tonight when we got ready to leave church coming home, because my son didn't get off work to come home before church and change clothes. So he met us at church and we started to leave church. He said, Mom, are you riding home with Dad or me? And I said, well, it doesn't matter. I said, we'll be right behind each other either way. He said, Mom, I want you to ride with me. I said, okay, I'll ride with you. So there's nothing wrong with having a mama's boy. There's nothing wrong with being a mama's boy. But there is something wrong with being a grown man and not being broke from the breast yet. There, I said it. Sorry. God forgive me. There is something wrong with that. Joel God Jr. Okay, Joey, I will. But did y'all see that there is footage and the Laundrie family attorney has admitted that that Roberta and Brian went into the AT&T store and bought a new cell phone. And it wasn't a burner phone. It was an actual plan phone. He cut his mom's head off and put it in a pot and cut his dad's head. Oh my God. Joey. No way. Oh my gosh. Joey, you're going to have me to where I won't sleep tonight. You know, Joey, when that Chris Watts thing came out and they were talking about he put those bodies, he put Cece and Bella's bodies in those oil tanks and all that started coming out. I got glued. I was addicted to watching that mess. And I would watch it late at night when my family was asleep. And then I would have nightmares about it. So I had to quit watching it so late at night. Personally, I would want to search and quietly as I could so he wouldn't move again. Mrs. Ward, I agree. I agree with that. Hey, Irvin. Glad to see you. But yeah, I had to stop that mess, guys. I mean, because I was having nightmares. Joy said that guy did it, but people still kept talking about Chris Watt. Yeah, Miss Ward. Joey, I follow the Chris Watts case like crazy. Guys, I had everything saved on my DVR about Chris Watts that come on TV. Oh my God, Capri, that's funny. I bet Chris Watts wishes he was the chosen one right now. He's probably the chosen one, all right, but chosen by Big Bubba. How does Dog know what belongs to Brian, Christine? The monster can? I don't think that they know that they belong to Brian right now, but I think it's just suspicion. Capri. Oh, Joey, I so hate it when mommy and daddy cuts them off at financially when they're 30 years old. That just kills my soul. My 21-year-old just bought himself a $30,000 vehicle by himself. Yes, dog found a camp does not mean it's Brian's. DNA will have to be done. All these tests are going to have to be done on it. Doesn't mean anything. It just means he found a camp. He found an area. Hey, Lisa. Yes, guys, 5 more and I will be back to the 500. May not have been Joey. I don't know. Yes, guys, 5 more people, and I will be back to 500 before the incident that happened 2 weeks ago happened. Thank you, Joey. I appreciate that so much. Capri, I'm so excited. I really am. I'm so excited. I want to tell y'all something, okay? And I'm not going to harp on that very much, but today I was asked about if I had some screen grabs from that night, and because that live has been deleted, like we talked about earlier today, and I went back and I was watching some things that I had screen recorded from that night, and up until today, I felt pretty guilty myself that I maybe I did do something wrong. After I watched that today, I don't think I did. Mm. I have too big of a heart, I think. Not bragging on myself, but I really do. Sometimes I have too big of a heart. And I've always had a problem with people trying to blame things on me and me taking the fall for it, taking responsibility that was not mine. Capri, that person. Hey, Larry, Miss Ward, if they can give the can to the lab, they can run and get electrophysius and have the DNA confirmed by tomorrow morning. Exactly, Miss Ward. They sure can. They can have the DNA confirmed in a matter of hours. Capri, you know who deleted that live. Yes, the unsuspected. I'll email you about it, Capri. But but it feels good. I'll be so happy when I can be back over 500. Because, guys, this isn't easy. Anyone who thinks that this is easy to get subs, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. I'm thankful for each and every sub that I have because it hasn't been easy, and I'll never take you for granted. Yes, Charlene, things are heating up in Florida. Yes, Capri. It is hard talking to yourself, Joey. I told them there were days before I ever even told anybody that I had actually had actually started a channel. I sat at my kitchen table and I talked to myself over and over and over again about even just about how my day had went that day, about different things, and then I would delete it. Some things I left up for a while, some things I deleted, and it is hard just sitting and talking to yourself. Thank you, Irvin. That means a lot to me. I love you too, Capri. I really do. I will. I'll email you, Capri. I love you so much. I love you. I love all you guys. All you guys have stood behind me and you've given me support. You've reminded me that I do have a backbone to stand up for myself. And we're all in this together. This is our safe community. Hi, Tracy. You know what, though, Lisa? Actually, this helps my mental health. This really does. Hey, Alexis. This really does help my mental health. It really does. Charlene, sometimes I do too. But there were a couple of days last week, and especially that week that it all happened, that were pretty dark for me. And like I said, I ended up having to even talk to my doctor about it. And we had to increase the medications and things to kind of get me through the week. And I won't go back to that dark spot again. Oh my God, Joey, that is so funny. That is so funny. You, Irvin told me, you're doing something right when you start getting trolls. Guys, wait, I'll drop Joey's link. Hold on a minute. Let me get it, okay? I'll drop her. One thing I want y'all to remember is if you have a channel, I do not mind at all to drop links, okay? I don't mind at all. You're welcome, Joey. Matt, I honestly do not know. Hey, Gummy Bear Machine Doll. Matt, I don't know. I honestly think that dog may be onto something at that camping area. Because why was that all kept such a secret until dog got on the case and started revealing it? And then the attorney came out and goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, that happened. Yeah, that happened. You know what I mean? By the way, yeah, that happened." Yeah, he could be anywhere at this point. And guys, also remember, okay, the area that DeSoto campground is in opens right up to the Gulf of Mexico. And his uncle owns a yacht company. Hey, Rose, remember that, okay, guys? His uncle owns a yacht company. So Brian could be anywhere. Let's see. Yeah, he could be anywhere. Yes, it's Rose, I know you've been busy. Yeah, dog found items. Wait a minute, Charlene. Rose, make sure that I'm saying this correctly, okay? Dog found items, but they have not been confirmed to be Brian's yet. Rose, am I saying that correctly? Because Rose has been, she was in Jay's chat earlier. Thank you, Mr. Jen. Yes, I will always be supportive of other channels. You come in here if I find I've got a little things on my computer that I can check every ID, and a lot of nights I do check just about everybody, and especially if it's a new person. If I see that they've got a channel, I'll drop their link. Matt says, "What country down below does not extradite for someone facing a death penalty for, say, murdering your girlfriend?" He's in one of those countries. El Salvador, okay. El Salvador doesn't, or I want to say Argentina doesn't either. Brazil. Rose did a lot of check on this earlier. Rose, do you still have your stuff saved? Yeah, there's lots of them. Yeah, Larry, you're right. They're either very close knit or very stupid. And Alexis, he may still be right here in the US. He may still be right here in the US. Right there, guys. See that uh link that Rose just posted? I'm gonna pin that so that y'all can go and look at it. And I'm also gonna pull it up so I can save it to study myself. Those are the countries that will not extradite back to the United States. They have a non-extradition treaty with the United States. So, there's a lot of countries there, guys. A lot of countries. And it's actually very sad. And all you need is the means, the want to, and the how to get to these countries. And you're home free, unfortunately. Matt, I'm sure that they will be testing it for DNA. Gummy Bear Machine Doll, his family's worth $5 million. I say he has the means. I'm not sure he wandered too far from mommy and daddy either, Peachy. I'm thinking the way the dogs reacted to the monster can is why a dog felt. See, I've got to go back and watch that. Can someone tell me exactly how they reacted? Did they give a positive reaction? Because I was actually at church, and so I didn't get to watch all of it unfolding. They didn't show a reaction. Okay. Hey, Matt. Matt, do you have a Yay! I'm so excited, guys. Thank you so much. Yes. I'm so excited. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Yes. It's like those that 2 weeks ago never even happened now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for so much, Gummy Bear. If you'll share, I would so appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Honestly, it's been a rough couple of weeks, but y'all make it so much better. You really do. Rose, thank you, Capri and Rose and Mo. If you're in here, thank you so much. Mo may not be here because Mo usually goes to sleep a little early. But my mods, and I don't know how I could have gotten through it without them. They've taught me through some very hard times. Thank y'all so much. Yo, this honestly reaching that 500, I think means more to me than would have reached 5,000. I'm in it for the long haul, Mr. Jen. I am. I'm in it for the long haul. Yes, Matt, we do need to find this guy. We do need to find this guy. Thank you, Alexis. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that so much. You know, you sometimes you wonder what to say and who to talk to and things like that. But yeah, Matt, I was just about to ask you. I see that you have some going to be a busy bee. That's right. Going to be a busy bee. Okay, I didn't get the link yet, Rose, but okay. I'll look at it my phone again in a minute. Thank y'all so much. Yes, thank you all for subbing. Matt, I was about to ask you. I looked at your channel and I see that you have 11 subs. Are you trying to build a channel or are you just trying to do are you just doing a few little things or what? Not trying to be nosy, but if you're trying to build a channel, I'll share your link. Alexis, and that means a lot to me. It really does. Guys, I could really shout right now. I'm so excited. Only thing would make this night any better is if they if it came across the news or came across the scanner that Brian Laundrie is in custody. Yes, guys, hit that like button. Take that, you 64 people that unsubscribed to me for something that I didn't even do wrong. Take that. Matt, if you are, let me know if you're trying to grow your channel. If you are, I want to drop your link so that we can we can so that we can get you some subscribers to your channel too. Rose told me something, and I hope she doesn't mind for me to share this. I don't think she will. Okay, Matt, if you ever decide that you want me to, if you ever decide that you do want me to share it, to drop your link, all you've got to do is ask me. I love you too, Rose. I really do. Thank you, Peachy. Rose told me one time, told me just this in the last couple of weeks, that the ones who are meant to stay and the ones that are meant to stay in your life will be there. And tonight that was proven for me. Yeah. Matt, yes, we do need to find this guy. We do definitely need to find this guy. Rose, would you mind to come up since I wasn't here and I didn't get to see? Hey, Snow, how are you? Thank you for coming in, Matt. I hope you'll come back. Oh, Michelle, that's sweet. Joey, I'll always be supportive. Always. Mr. Jen, that's okay. That's okay. It's all right. You know, some people, I'm one of those people, I have to see and learn things for myself, and that's okay. Hey, Sandy, that's okay. No hard feelings at all, Mr. Jen. At all. I promise you. None at all. Okay. Rose Dog is on the hunt for real. I understand he found a makeshift camp with a monster can there. Were there any other articles? Okay, Rose, you can just come back and let me know. Mr. Jen, don't feel guilty. Please don't feel guilty. He found a campsite. Okay. I'll Google it and try to find some more information because there really wasn't a whole lot when I was trying to look earlier. Okay, guys, I do want to show y'all this map if y'all don't mind, real quick. Let me get it pulled up here, okay? It will give y'all an idea. It's taking it a second to load on my computer. Okay. It'll give y'all an idea of where of where they're searching, okay? All right. See this right here, guys? Now, guys, I cannot see chat, okay? Please understand that I cannot see chat when I'm screen sharing. But this right here is Fort DeSoto Park, okay? Campground number 1. Campground number 1 is right there. That's where they say the family stayed at. Right there, okay? All this right out in here is open. Opens up into the Gulf of Mexico. All this right here opens up into the Gulf of Mexico. There was a picture that I saw of a family that stayed like right here around the 233 area that they were just snapping like selfies of their families and stuff, and they caught a picture of a guy that looked a lot like Brian Laundrie walking into the woods. And guys, you got to realize this right in here is like a lot of tiny islands, really. I mean, this isn't like a huge state. You know what I mean? This is a lot of little islands. So, I mean, say he's up in this area up in here and somebody comes looking, well, it's very easy for him to go right here, cross over, and go over into this area and hide. So, you know, it could be hard to find him where he's at right now. I hope that makes sense, what I was trying to explain. Snow, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're all here. Rose, we're our family. That's right. We are family. So, did that make sense what I was trying to show y'all about the map? because as Irvin calls us, we're refugees. I'll take that, Irvin. We can be refugees. That's just fine with me. We are the refugee group. Let me see. Oh, Dog just posted a thank you on Twitter. It says, Dog sends a thank you to everyone across the nation who is assisting in this search. This has been a very difficult search, says Dog. America is along for the journey with us. Wow. Let me see if I can find the campsite. Dog found. Guys, I may be quiet, but I'm just typing, trying to find, okay? I have to say the picture that Capri sent me when I was at church, that of Dog flew that thing over the area where he was searching, said aloha, Brian Laundrie from the dog. That was funny. I showed that to some people at church. That was funny. There you know, I was really surprised. There were people at church going, wait a minute, I've been following that case. I've been following that case. Okay, Rose. Okay, thank you so much for that website. Because I was like, I've been looking and I don't see it. Thank you so much. Hi, Michelle. If I missed anybody coming in, hi, everybody. I'm sorry. Hey, Incognito. I'm sorry if I missed anybody coming in, okay? Yeah, that's the campsite of the website for the campground that Rose just put in the chat. Okay. I like what Irvin's saying. And somebody said that earlier in a live before I left to go to church. What does everyone else think about that? Should the church, listen to me, should the search be scaled back? Maybe lock down the parents' bank accounts and see what happens? What do y'all think? But the problem is, though, in doing that, when you've got somebody like Dog the Bounty Hunter on the case, it's going to be hard to stop Dog from looking now. I'm glad he's on the case. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's going to be hard to stop him. But see, Incognito, here's my thinking on stopping. Um, yeah, if they wait, he may be gone. That's right. I feel like they're close. Let me explain my thinking and stopping it and waiting, shutting down the family's bank accounts. Okay. My thinking in that is uh you stop the money flow, people start talking. Yes, Dog will chase this guy to Mexico. He's already proven he's not scared to go to jail to catch somebody who has committed a crime, especially murdered someone. Snow, I think you're exactly right. They do have a lot to just sit and observe. They do. No, he's not that far from Mexico, and that's what's scary. If they do stop and watch for any amount of time, it'd be very easy. Boom, he's in Mexico. I feel like he's alive somewhere. Guys, think about this, okay? If he was really truly, hey, Res Rose, if he was really truly missing, quote unquote, missing, his mom, excuse me, his mom would be having a fit like Gabby's mom was having. Oh, Joey. Now I have to tell y'all, I really loved watching Beth. I loved watching Beth in action. Beth would have been up there on herself knocking on that door. I can just see her like with her those long fingernails on, all done up, manicured nicely, pushing those buttons as fast as she could on that phone, saying, "You got 5 minutes to answer this phone, or the door's coming down." Oh, Mr. Jen, I know. I would have loved to have met Beth in person. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's okay, Snow, because the parents seem too calm. They're too calm. Wait a minute. Let me see. I must have missed something what Christine said. Christine, I read it. I'm like Rose. I read the same thing from a news source that was up there. Thank you, Made us Stardust. I appreciate that. That from a news source in Utah that said that they are not connected. No, Joey, the police chief there resigning or taking a leave of absence or whatever he did is in relationship, from the way I understand it, to the way that the police officers handled the 911 calls. He's getting so much slack from that because there were two 911 calls called in stating that Gabby was being hit. And when they got the car pulled over, Gabby was treated as the aggressor and Brian was treated as the victim, even though they had two 911 calls and they had written statements saying that they saw Brian hit Gabby. Exactly, incognito. That's what I said too. If I thought my children were really in danger, I would have spoken out publicly and said, uh, let me know you're okay. In all honesty, about the chief up there that did resign, or first I read it was that he was taking a leave of absence, and then I read that he resigned. Either way, someone needed to lose their job over the way that situation was handled. Maybe Snow, I don't know. Yeah, just for him, just to say nothing from that family is heartless. I understand that they may have an attorney telling them not to, but come on, you got to you've got to put something out there. The woman who is supposed to be your daughter-in-law was just found murdered. Your son is missing. You need to speak publicly. Hi, Simply Amy. How are you? Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to read up more on that because I didn't realize there was a man that died too. I thought it was just the two women. Y'all got my mind churning now. Yeah, it's definitely possible they have a serial killer on the loose. It is. Rose, I'm ready to hear them. I'm ready to hear them. I'm ready to start looking at them. Snow, it's a lot of information. I'm telling you. But when did you send it, Rose? Because if you sent it while I was at church, it may not have came through. When I'm at church, I don't get all of my text. Sometimes my phone doesn't even pick up inside the church. Girl, I'm trying to do the homework. Thank you, Bianca. I appreciate that. Just resend it to me, Rose. I promise you, I'll do the homework, girlfriend. Now, sometimes when I'm inside the church and when I'm even out in the area where my church is, I don't have good cell phone service. I was connected to Wi-Fi when you sent me the picture. It let me connect to Wi-Fi for just a couple of minutes, and I was able to look at the picture and then text back for a few minutes, and then I lost signal again. The ballistics have not been released yet. What caliber the bullets were? Wow. Oh, thank you, YT Files. Oh, daffodils. I do some homework. You should see you should see the table beside my chair. I got notes written everywhere. I got notes written in the kitchen. I told someone I don't yell for Jamie to bring me my folder. I just start writing notes down. Something comes to my mind. What's going on, YT Files? What you want to talk about? Oh, hello, not help. Okay. I was making sure you were okay. Oh, there it came through, Rose. There, one of them came through. Guys, I love this right here. Everybody's just talking and having fun. Thank you, Rose. I will look at it as soon as this is over. And if I have any trouble with it, I'll text you and let you know. Well, IT files, there's no problem with that. Hey, sometimes the best thing to do is to walk into a room and say help. It is, I'm just saying. Okay, 'cause weren't okay, he flew home. Let's just think about the 2 women for a minute, okay? Yeah, like walking around a crowded theater yelling fire. Yeah. Um, okay, guys, let's think about the 2 women for a minute, okay? He flew to Florida on the 17th, okay? The women were found on the 18th. So it did make me suspicious of that. And they had texted one of their friends and said there was a strange man at the campsite. That was causing them fear. So, they were found on the 18th. So I did wonder until I read the news article that said that they didn't think that it was related. But I can't type worth the hoot. It takes me a while to reply back. I backspace too much. Capri, girl, you don't even know. I type replies and then I second guess myself sometimes thinking, does that gonna come across the way that I mean for it to? And I'll delete it and I'll start all over. Yeah, it takes me a little while too sometimes. YT files, I think you're right. There could be a serial killer on the loose separate from what's going on in Gabby's case. It could be 2 totally separate incidences. I mean, they don't have to be anywhere near related. Crystal's poor dad is asking for help. Guys, I did a video today on Maya, in Florida. Orange County, Florida. She's 19 years old, and, she's missing, and the man that worked okay, she worked at an apartment complex that she also lived at, and she's 19, and there was a 27-year-old maintenance man that worked there, and he kept making sexual advances toward her. She kept turning him down, and he used the main key to get into her apartment on Friday at 4:30, and she hasn't been seen since. They issued a warrant for burglary for because he used a master key for the apartments to get into her apartment without any need to enter her apartment. There was no maintenance reason for it. Anyway, they found him dead Monday from a suicide. Um, Joey, I think that the women were found on the 18th. Is that right, guys? The women were found on the 18th. He flew home to Florida on the 17th. It is sad, guys. It is very, very sad. There's a lot of information to this entire case. There's a lot of information to Gabby's case. There's a lot of information to these 2 women's case. There's a lot of information to the whole entire thing. The police stopped looking for the girls, and Kylan's friend found them. Wow. Oh, Capri, me and you both, girl. If a NK shows up in this scenario, I'm done for. I might just check out for a little while. Simply Amy, me too. Ice cream restriction right now. Dumb diet. Yeah, girl. Me, I feel you. Dumb diet. Mm. YT Files and her wife, I found that case pretty interesting. I'll look into it some more. It's just, I think I kind of stopped when I read the report that there wasn't any connection, but with everything that's been happening lately, who's to say there's not a connection? YT Files, I swear, if that happens, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. But Christine, then that's possible. That's possible. But let's also remember, okay, when they did Gabby's autopsy, okay, it's not enough that they have to prove that she was murdered, okay? Say she dug into Brian's skin defending herself. And they found skin, found his DNA under her fingernails because they look for that when they're doing an autopsy, especially on someone who's murdered. So they're going to need to prove that. They're going to need to prove that he touched her. Mr. Jean, you better not do that. There's live cameras in some of those towns, like Jackson, for example. I hope the FBI looked at those. I do too, Joey. I really do too. Charlene, me and you both. I don't necessarily care so much about the room service, but I need a comfortable bed with a nice warm shower and a TV. Yeah. We don't know how. See, guys, that's another thing, okay? All due respect to every creator out there, okay? Before I say this, all respect to every creator out there, but Gabby's cause of death has not been revealed yet. I'm sure her parents know preliminary of what happened to her, but it has not been released to the public. We don't know if she was beaten. We don't know what happened. That link was from 2 weeks ago. Oh, okay, Rose. I'll look at it whenever I get. Okay. Thank you so much, Rose. I appreciate all of that. Yeah, I gotta have my comfort stuff, guys. I'm sorry, I do. And y'all may laugh at me about this, but when I go somewhere, I always carry a heating pad with me, even during the summer. Yeah, I saw that, Joey. Yes, it is Capri's right. Right now it's just all speculation on how. We just know that it was not a natural or suicide death. They don't know they don't know the manner of homicide it was, okay? So these people who were saying she was beaten or that she was dismembered and all that stuff, They don't know that. They cannot prove that to you. Michelle, I swear, I'm telling you, I told some of them today, if I lived in Colorado or Florida, I'd sleep with one eye open all the time, one eye open. Rose, you giving me lots of homework tonight. Who's going to grade my homework, Rose? It YT Files, it is gross to say those things. It is gross for people to say those things. You grade it, Michelle. It is gross, y'all, to say those things when they haven't released it. No one knows what happened. Why hurt a family even more by making assumptions of what you think happened? Yeah, I saw that bit of it, Rose. Yeah, I'm gonna look at it whenever I get off of here. Charlene, that's funny. Have your weapon right next to you. Oh, Snow, you're just fine. You just need the grade book, Michelle. Oh, that's hilarious. Can you fix the grade book? I need to know that. Can you? Can you change some grades for me so I won't be in trouble with Rose? YT Files, unfortunately, I think you're right. Rose, if you misspell anything, we forgive you because you've been working your butt off. You've been working your butt off for the past 2, 3 weeks. I don't see how you know if you're coming or going. Tonight, when my son and I were driving home from church, we were talking about how things have changed, like in general in life. She Rose does need a break. She does. Rose is she Capri. She is. She's always working hard, always. But my son and I were talking tonight on the way home from church about how different life is now, like in my lifetime, compared to like it was. I mean, in his lifetime, compared to like it was when I was his age. And I got to thinking about these two guys that I went to high school with. One of their dads was a doctor, and the other one's stepdad was a doctor. And back then they had those all the prescription pads were, tear off prescription pad. Nothing was electronic back then. Heck, they didn't even hardly know what a computer was back then. And most of the office staff had a stamp. They could just stamp the doctor's signature on stuff. Well, these two teenagers got a hold of their dad's stamp, an extra stamp, and the prescription pads. They were selling doctor statements at school for like $5 or $10 a piece. You wanted to skip school, they'd sell you a doctor statement. Oh my God, Rob. Michelle, you wrote your own statements. Guys, mm, yeah, welcome to the refugee camp, Rob. That's what we call ourselves here. Yeah, when I was in 7th grade, I got this bright idea to change a grade from a 70 to a 90 on a report card. Cause back then, they were the paper report cards. Oh, you're welcome, Rob. And you could this hand wrote your grade on there. And I thought, my mom and dad's never gonna know the difference. And I did it in an erasable ink. Dummy me forgot to erase the the wrong part after before I turned it back in after my mom had dad had signed it. And the teacher found it. It wasn't pretty. I got called to the office. After that, I was scared to do anything else. Yeah, Rose. I was a little crazy. Well, I had a 70 something in social studies. I didn't want my mom and dad to be mad at me. So I made myself have a 90 in it. Joey, I can so see that. I can so see you being sent to the office for swearing at the teacher. Oh my God. I can see the teacher saying, but what we're not going to do is talk like that in here. And Joey would be like, up yours, and up yours again. Rose, you got in trouble too. Oh my God, Capri. Well, I finally did tell my mom and dad after I got in trouble for it at school because I had to write off 500 times. I must not change my grade on my report card, y'all. That was my punishment, okay? Because I started crying and he was going to paddle me and I started crying and he said, okay, write off 500 times. I must not change my grade on my report card. So, and it was a Friday and he said, have it, you gotta have it to me first thing Monday morning. So I thought, how am I gonna get this done without my mom and dad knowing it over the weekend? So finally I told them about it. I told them about it. And my mom's response was, well, I wondered how you got smart enough to get a 90 in social studies in 6 weeks. Joy, you did not steal a bus. Come on, did you really? Y'all. Oh my God. I should go back and retitle this live, kids. This is what not for you to do in school, okay? Y'all are hilarious. A Res Rose stole a bus. Wait a minute, I gotta go back up there and read that. Oh my Okay, I didn't have any issue with the skipping school, smoking pot, skipping, brought beer to school till you got to the Res Rose stole a bus. Oh my God. Y'all are hilarious. I absolutely love this. But guys, back then, kids came to school and they had their their, gun rack hanging up in their windows of their trucks and everything else. Oh, I never smoked pot either. Childhood sins with case discussion. Perez Rose, that's a plus. You brought the school bus back. Yeah, I couldn't have drove a school bus. I couldn't have stolen a school bus if I had to. I can't drive a stick shift. Oh, Christine, I can only imagine. Yeah, we're childhood sins with case discussion. This is hilarious. This is very funny. Oh my God, Capri. Capri stole a forklift to drive to the coffee shop and back during work. Oh my God. Rob, are you my brother? Because my brother was the same way, okay? My brother skipped school all the time, especially his senior year. He did not go, did not go, did not go. He kept getting he kept getting told if you don't come to school, you're not going to graduate. And 2 days before graduation, the principal called him and said, "We warned you, we warned you, we warned you. You're not graduating." Y'all, I can't with some of y'all. Skipped school, went to Chuck E. Cheese. What did I miss Rose say? Bye, Joey. Thank you for coming in. Honestly, I really do appreciate it. Vodka to school, but I didn't. It was my. Oh my God, Rose. I am so dead. Oh my God, Rose has got a wild side. Y'all, this is hilarious. Y'all wanna hear something sweet. My family and my hubby and I, we buy a half of a beef a year to store in our freezer. And tomorrow I pick up our my son and I are gonna go pick up our half a beef. The guy slaughters it and takes it to the processing place and everything, and they process it. Anyway, we go pick it up tomorrow. And this guy literally just messaged me to ask me if if I had heard, from the processor and if my meat was ready and all that. And I said, "Yeah, we pick it up tomorrow. I'm excited." He said, "I'm excited too." He said, "I get as excited for my customers as my customers are." That's somebody that you want to do business with. Charlene, you were a party animal in college. Oh my God, Rose. Simply Amy, oh my God. My son actually asked me tonight if I had ever skipped school. Of course, he's 21. I mean, even if I had told him yes, it wouldn't have influenced anything that he's going to do in life. When I told him no, he just looked at me so funny. I said, son, I'll let you skip school more than I ever skipped school my whole entire life. I mean, if he came home from school and said, Mom, rumor is there's only going to be like 10 kids at school tomorrow. Do I have to go? Nope. Y'all, this is hilarious. Rob, now they would here too. They really would. Drop the link. Rose wants me to drop the link. Okay, hold on just a minute, Rose. Let me get over there to it. But you got to give me just a second to go grab my earbuds, okay? There's the link, and I'm going to grab my earphones, okay, so I can hear you. You want to take me just a second? I'll be right back if I don't trip over this cord and kill myself. Okay, Rose, I dropped the link, girlfriend. I got my earphones. I'm about to plug them in so I can hear you. Just a second. Hello.
Get your ears on, woman.
I got this on, girl. I came into the bedroom because I can't go live in the living room again and keep my husband from being able to watch TV. Because you don't want to hear the TV noise all in the background,
Oh
and
yeah.
so
I
I had
had
to
to
have
come in
him.
here. Mine's on the phone in the bedroom. Yes, girl. I was out one night with friends, and my dad was an alcoholic. And up until third grade, I went to a Christian school. It was a Christian academy. So when I changed to public school, I didn't even know what shooting a bird was. Um,
Oh my
you know, I
gosh!
prior to that, I knew my dad drank and that he had to go to rehab, and he never drank again. But yeah, these kids, this is how mean kids are. They were shooting me birds from across the room, and I thought they were waving. I had no clue, so I was doing it back. Well, guess who got caught? Of course, me. And
Oh my God,
luckily,
Rose! No, you did
yeah, I
not flip
know
somebody a bird,
I
thinking they were
did.
waving.
I did. And that is how naive I was. Girl, they were strict at that Christian academy. I mean, we had church. We had to go to chapel every day. We had church. It was something. But we had to wear dresses. But so
Oh
luckily the teacher's
my
aide, we
God!
we had teacher's aides back then, right? So luckily the teacher's aide was my mother's best friend, and I had grown up with her. I called her aunt because we were so close. And she pulled me outside. She said, well, I'm not going to say my name, but She said,
Yeah.
do you know what you're doing in there? And I said, I was waving at those kids. They were waving at me. And she said, you don't know what that is. That's a really, really bad thing. That's called shooting a bird, and you don't need to do that. And I was like felt like an idiot. These kids, the kids can be mean. And you said you cried for a paddling, and girl,
Yes, I was
I
scared to
took a
death to get
I
a
took a
paddling.
pad I took a paddling every day. It probably helped ruin my back, but I took a lick every. I was not gonna write that anymore. She if she caught me chewing gum, or if she caught me doing anything, they'd make me write, and I wasn't gonna do it anymore. I said I'll take a lick every time. I
Oh
that
my
thing that
God.
I wrote in chat, that democracy is the art of disciplining oneself so that one need not be disciplined by others. I had to write that. I wrote that in seventh grade. I still remember it. I'm over 50 years old and I still remember that.
Oh my God.
So,
I still can't
yes,
get over you flipping
yeah,
people the bird thinking they were waving
yeah,
at you.
I
Oh
did. I
my
did.
God.
So not only that, so when I get into high school, I was a chewing gum freak, and part of it is because I know now with the autoimmune stuff, I was dry and I had to have something in my mouth. We couldn't carry around drinks. Um, so I always had to write, I will not chew gum, and she would make me write it 1,000 times. I would have, I
Oh
would have
my
like
God.
I would have like four pens taped together, or however many I could tape together and
It
get into my little hand, and I would write that. So she caught on to what I was doing because I would have them, the next day, and she kept right. She started low and she raised it every time she caught me. And she got it to where she quit because you don't care if I give you something to write, do you? I said no. And she caught on to what I was doing, and she started making me write it on one per line. And I was like,
oh
okay. So then I started getting my friends to help me. And she said, you didn't write all this. I said, can you prove it? No, but it's not your handwriting. I said, but you can't prove that, can you? I tell you
oh
what,
my
and
God.
those kids, those mean kids, that hairspray, it did smell just like vodka. And the kids, girl, I tell you, there was this one girl that gave me the worst trouble in school. It was to the point that we were going down the road and I was throwing stuff out my window at his truck. He was one of my best friends and my cousin. He was dating her and he was following us. We had been out to my other friend's boyfriend's house and he had chased us all over the valley. So I was throwing stuff out the window at him and calling him all kinds of absurd names. And anyway, when we got to school, well, when we got him stopped, or he pulled up beside me, his girlfriend was talking all bad, and of course she's not going to do anything, and I knew she wouldn't. And she got to school Monday, and she wanted to get me in school because I was a majorette, and I couldn't get suspended. I would get in trouble. I'd lose my spot on the
Hmm.
team. And she come up and hit me Monday morning. I said, "Oh, I can't tell you what I said. You got a preacher for a husband."
Uh,
But I threw my books. I threw my books down, and I was like, "Oh, And one of my friends grabbed me from behind. He said, He said, "She is not worth this. You are not doing this. You're not ruining yourself and your reputation for that trash." And I said, let go of me now, because she hit me. And he said, oh no, you hit her, I'm letting her go. He said, but Shannon, don't do nothing at school. And so I grabbed her arms and I pushed her backwards with her arms crossed in front of her. She couldn't move. I backed her all the way to the principal's office and threw her in the chair. Do you know that
oh my God.
she lied to him and told him that I hit her.
Oh
And of
no.
course, yeah, and he believed it, so he suspended us both. Well, my mother raised teetotal devil, and um, he went in the class and had the whole class write down what they saw. He had to apologize to me and let me back in school the next day, but
Wow.
she stayed suspended. So that was why I got accused of the vodka. She had her buddies write notes and put under the principal's door that I had vodka in my purse.
Oh my God.
And that was a major, major thing back then. You know, it was major. And my mother and daddy came up there, and I showed them what was in my purse. I didn't have anything in my purse. And my hairspray, I said, "You want to smell it? You want to use it? Smell of it." I mean,
You
and
sniff the spray. It might
sniff
help
it.
you sniff a little bit of it.
And see, I had sprayed it on my hair. You know how the first thing we did back then, uh,
Mhm.
er,
Oh yeah, girl, that
early
hair had to be sprayed.
yeah, early 80s, first thing you do, go in the classroom before class starts, you check your makeup, you
Mhm.
do something, and you put your hairspray on. And
Mm. And the higher
yeah,
the higher the higher the hair, the closer to Jesus.
yeah, yeah. And it was some bad, okay, I can't say that either. It was some really good hairspray.
Girl, let me tell you
And
something, okay? I may be married to a preacher, but I have to be warned every once in a while. I have to watch my mouth too, okay? It's all right.
Oh,
I
it
have
was
to
some
watch
bad.
sometimes.
It was some bad ass hairspray.
Yeah.
And I
He'll tell
mean,
me
when you
sometimes, he'll say, "You better watch your mouth. You better watch it. You better watch it."
well, when you use that, buddy, your hair did not move. Think of Aquanet on steroids. Think of the Rave Mega 4 on steroids, and it didn't move. Your hair would literally crunch if you used it. I used it to make cobra wings. For a while there, the cobra wings were
Mhm.
real big. But anyway, that's the story of how I got accused of having the
Girl,
vodka at school.
and do
Oh
you
goodness.
realize what Capri is typing in chat?
There isn't that.
Capri
Let me
typed
look at chat.
about farting. About
Uh
Capri
oh.
fart. You're sitting here telling me about this, and Capri's typing in chat
Oh, I
about
can't
farting in
see.
school.
I'm looking. Oh, the brass monkey. I was out partying with friends in a park. I wasn't a drinker because of my dad. Well, my friend had it was a see-through glass and it looked just like Mountain Dew, which is my drink. Give me some of that Mountain Dew. Okay. And he gave it to me. I said, dude, that's good. Kind of tastes funny though. Is that Mountain Dew? And I kept, drank a little more. I said, what is this? What is this? And he said, it's brass monkey. I said, oh, wow, I want some of that. And so my other
Oh,
buddy
no,
came and said,
you
here,
didn't.
yeah, he said, here, I'll take you to get some. He went and got me a six pack. I had no idea what I was getting into. None. No, none. I drank that stuff, and my friend drove me around in his grandmother's car. Oh dear God, I threw up all over her car. I threw up everywhere. I was so sick. He had to drive me home, and my other friend had to drive my car home. They stopped me at the end of my driveway and let me try to drive it up onto the carport, and I did that crooked. I went in and told my mother. I lied. Oh Lord, I lied. I told her I was just sick. My inner ear was messed up. I puked all night. And Daddy asked her. He said, "Are you sure she wasn't drunk?" She said, "No, it's her inner ear." I
Oh my
was
God.
drunk. I was so drunk. She
You're
knows
saying
now.
that. I
Oh
remember one
Lord.
time my brother come home
Hmm.
like that drunk, and he literally like my mom was really big stickler that we did not walk on the carpet with our shoes on, okay? My brother
Yeah.
literally like came in the door and fell onto the kitchen floor. And my dad was like, "What's wrong with you, son?" He said, "Oh, I'm just gonna take my shoes off." And he made a joke out of it. It was basically like crawling to his bedroom. And my dad just laughed at him. He thought he was being stupid. My brother was drunk as he could be.
And we start snorting. Oh God. Well, it's bad. I mean, gosh, the stories we could tell, dear Lord. Oh my
Right.
God. But we had
Yeah,
fun. It was a
it
different
was
time back then. We didn't have
it
cell
was a different
phones
time.
and we
Mhm.
didn't have a way to get in touch. It was just like, hey, yo, be here, now, and we just
Mhm.
be there. And if they weren't there, we'd drive around till they got there.
Do they
I
show
mean, yeah,
instead of texting back then, if we wanted to get a message to the person across the room from us in class, you wrote a note and folded it up shaped like a football and thumped it to them.
yeah. And if you couldn't thump it to them, you got them to pass it across the aisle, or you slid it with your foot, or whatever you
Mm,
could do. I have
some
helped.
ever how you could get that was our means
Yeah,
of texting people back then.
hold up
I
a
mean, that
big
was it.
sign, pass
Yeah,
notes in the
like
hall. I mean, woo,
yeah,
there, it
exactly. You
it
just
was such a different world back then, and we had so much more fun. The only thing that I wish we had that we have now that we didn't have then is the ability to take pictures. But
yes.
I'm glad we couldn't take a bunch of selfies.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say
not,
sometimes I
but
yeah, some
but
of
I
the
have
selfies
fun
might
with
not need to be
them.
showed. Yeah,
I have
it
I
was a
have
fun
fun with the
time.
selfies, but
Mhm,
to take pictures like back then, you had to buy the film, you had to buy the flash bulbs, you had to pay to
mhm,
have the prints done, and then you would run out, and they were expensive. It was cheaper to get them processed, I think, than it was to actually you know buy the film to take them. But it was still expensive for us back then. I mean, gas
yeah.
was 87 cents. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I could
girl. 20
I could put
bucks and
five.
I could fill my
Yeah.
car up and go
Mhm.
everywhere I wanted to all weekend long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And still go to
87
school through the
cents.
week.
I
Mhm.
remember. I don't know. You're a little bit younger than me, but not much. I remember when gas was like really cheap, like
Mhm.
45, 55, 60. I've seen a lot in my life, and
Oh,
I
girl,
feel
yes.
I feel blessed to have grown up in the times that we did. We had a lot of
Yes.
fun, and I don't know. There's a
There's
lot of
not a
things
lot
that
of
go on these
pictures.
days that, yeah, there's not a
Well,
lot
the
of
thing
pictures from
about it
back
is
then.
there's not a lot of pictures and there's not a lot of videos that's gonna come back to haunt us. You know what I
And
mean?
that's true.
Like
Thank
like
God.
people nowadays that they apply for a job and they think they've got the job, and then suddenly this video appears and they don't have the
Oh,
job anymore. You know
oh,
what I
I
mean?
tell they we had this one guy that videoed everything, and
No, that dude would have been
he
thrown in the lake
uh
around here.
he followed us around the band, and followed us around. He followed us to our majorette camp, everything, and took videos. And I had forgotten all about it because I had a car accident and I lost my memory. I lost everything. Like the last thing that I remembered from high school was in ninth grade, speaking to a guy, and I don't remember ever seeing him again. I actually thought he did not graduate with us and argued with his mother. He didn't graduate. We thought, what happened to him? But later I got bits and pieces. I still don't have it all back, but the brain trauma thing is a very real thing. But man, we did a lot of stuff. We wouldn't want it
We
videoed,
did a
but
lot of
that but
stuff.
that video popped up on my Facebook. Oh, it was just there one
Oh
day. I
God,
was
I
like,
would have
what
died.
is this?
I would have
And
died.
he had taken it over there, and it had to be at a time that I was mad at one of my friends because he was moving away, and I was sulking. I had cried and cried because we had just been besties for a long time, and he was moving away, and I was upset. And he put that video on Facebook. I
I
about
would have
died.
died. Well, when I just said, my son and I rode home from church tonight together, and where he works at now, the plant manager and I actually went to high school together. And
Hmm.
my son was joking with me, asking me something about what it was like going to high school with him. And I cracked a joke and I said, if he ever gives you any trouble, just come home and tell mom, and I'll get some pictures out and make him regret
Oh,
giving you any problems. He said,
that's
you got
funny.
pictures? I said, oh yeah, mom's got some pictures. I said, I've got pictures of him that would make him blush. Yeah, if he gives you any trouble, you just let mommy know.
Oh, I see, Mr. Jen. Absolutely. We had to have those jeans so tight. We had to lay down on the bed or on the floor and suck in and pull them together and fight and sometimes get a friend to help to get those jeans on. Absolutely. They were so tight and
Y'all,
you couldn't
I just
breathe.
have to tell y'all, this is so fun. I'm enjoying this so much. I think we all
Smoking in,
needed to let
oh,
loose just a little.
Capri, smoking in the boys' room. We did a majorette routine to that. That song is like so special to me. I remember it and I still jam every time I hear it. I love that. And Trapper Keepers, oh dear Lord, I caught my finger on
Mhm.
those stupid things so many times. I thought I would die, but I used them because hey, they're the best. They're better
They
than
were the thing.
binders.
Yeah, yeah. We had we had two vice principals at my high school that watched the parking lot to see if anybody tried to leave school for lunch or whatever. One
Are
of
you
them
serious?
would, yes, he would try to catch
we
us skipping
snuck off.
school at lunch.
We snuck
And
off and walked to town and got burgers.
one of them would literally like take you to the principal's office if he caught you. But the other
Oh,
one, he would say, I'm not mad. I just want to know where you're going and if you can bring me back something. He would give us money to bring him back food.
yep, yep,
He's like, I'm
yep.
not out here to get y'all in trouble. I just want to know if you'll pick me up something.
And I don't know if I
But
should tell y'all this or not, but since most of you don't know who I am, it's probably safe. You know how there are all these shooters now at school, and there's a big thing about guns. And in
mm,
my neck of the woods, we're country, so our boys grow up, well, our girls too, grow up hunting.
mm-hmm.
Everybody has a rifle. They start young. They're taught. They know how to shoot, and they don't miss. Well, there was a shooter loose out here, which is rare, but he had run from the police and he had gotten close to the school. And I texted my son and I said, "There's a shooter close to the school. Tell your teachers and get ready." He told his teacher, all the boys, they were in the ag building. All the boys took off to their trucks, got their guns, come back, and they took up positions all over the school.
Oh
And
my.
they did. And then when it was over, the ag teacher said, "Get them back in the truck, boys. Get them back in the truck. Go, 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 go." And I mean, they're not even supposed to have them. But country boys out here, they're going to hide stuff and they're going to have it. They're going to, because most of them will leave school and go hunting. It's
Yeah,
just part of life
exactly.
around here. And it is a gun free zone. It is not allowed. So, I mean, they got signs,
Yeah. Well, you
but
know
they
what
are
actually
ready.
happened at the high school in my city
Uh-huh.
just this year? A guy went hunting like that the afternoon before, one afternoon, and he and his
Good
brother
night,
went hunting,
Christine.
and
Bye,
they forgot.
Christine.
Good night, Christine. They forgot to get the guns out of the truck, and they took the drug dogs around the next day at school and found a gun in his truck.
Oh,
And he
no.
actually got suspended from school his senior year.
Oh, well, the lucky thing is that, they have a great ag teacher and he knew and he would let them know and let them go out there and move
Yeah,
them and
go out,
he would let them,
go get,
yeah,
go
he'd
get
let
them
them
back
move
up
them
quick.
into, yeah, he'd have
Mhm.
them, he'd take them in the ag building and hide them until, it was over and then put them back. I mean, because they know that everybody's got them. They try to catch them, but they really don't want to. It's just a safety
Mm.
thing. But I tell you,
Well,
if
the
you've got
thing
a,
about it is the kids nowadays, they don't know that you that teachers like that actually exist. You know what I mean? That
that's true.
teachers like, that you
Mm,
could have that kind of bond with a teacher. You can have
yeah.
that kind of relationship with a teacher.
Well, this teacher actually went to school with us, and the principal of the school went to school with us. Well, let's see, was he a principal then or vice principal? I think he might have been vice principal, and now he's principal. But I went to school with both of them. One of them was there when I was there. He was older, and he's cool. And I would tell you who it is, but then you would know where I am and everything. So I'm not going to do that.
No, we
But
don't need to do
because
that.
he has a well known name. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, but yeah, I love discussions like this. We can have so much fun. I see Tia. Hey, Tia. Um,
Yeah, Tia,
hey,
thank you so much for subscribing and liking. I really do appreciate that, girl. That
LFT's in
means
the
a lot.
house.
Yeah,
Hey,
LFT's here. Yes.
we've gotten off subject,
Y'all,
but we were just cutting up and having a good time, taking a little
yeah,
little
we were
breather.
just having, yes. Everything
And
had
we've been
been
talking about the
so,
case. I promise we were
yeah,
talking
we
about the
really
case
have been
earlier.
talking about the case, yeah. But we kind of got to
But
talking about what it was like when we were growing up. And, time, this whole past couple of weeks covering this case has just been
busy.
so busy and just draining on everyone.
Well, I
And
sent
it's
you I
nice
sent you a
just to have
thing.
a little fun. Yeah, I
It
saw it. I'm gonna
is.
look at it whenever I get
I
off
sent you
live.
the timeline. You were Can you still hear me?
Yeah. I mean, I can hear
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Okay. I was afraid that I cut myself off. I sent you the timeline, and the reason that I did that is because or maybe I got it ready to put in chat and I haven't done that yet. But I've got the timeline on everything, and this gentleman that they have found would not have been found more than likely if it not had been for Gabby. They found him in the same area. So, and
Oh,
they pretty,
wow.
yeah, and they pretty much identified him. But, of course, they got to go through their legal stuff. And I sent you a map that has the trail where they went all the way from, New York all the way across and all of their stops. And
Mm-hmm.
and I think that pretty much where they stopped at
Yeah.
Moab and the Arches and all those different places, in Utah.
You there? Now, where'd you go to, girlie?
I'm It cuts
Oh,
me
there
off
you
when I'm
are.
trying.
No,
It
no.
cuts me
Okay, no,
off.
okay. I'm just
What?
making sure because I'm like, no, you can't leave me now.
Yeah. But Dog went down to, I like to call it the Keys, but Jay let me know it's not really the Keys. It's those little islands that I put the post
Yeah,
in
it's like outside
chat.
of Sarasota, Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, it's little islands, and one of them is called Jackass. And I really hope that he's found on Jackass Island. That would just be,
Oh no,
that would just,
that would like
yeah,
seal the deal right there.
yeah, it would be
The only thing
perfect.
would be better is if Nicole Kessinger called him herself on Jackass Island. That would just like seal it right there, okay? If Nicole Kessinger was there to click those cuffs on Jackass Island, I'm done for y'all. I am
Yeah,
dead, okay?
yep. But I sent the names. There's like a mullet and a Eggman and a Jackass, and I don't know. I don't even remember all the
Oh
names. There
my
are so many.
god.
But he focused in on Edmund, which we were saying find Egghead on Edmund, and then I sent him a text and said, "Look on Jackass. See if Jackass is on Jackass." So he was. He went through that other one. I forget the name of it, but I think I put it in chat. It's one of those that I put in chat. And that is where he did find the campsite, and he found the monster can, and I think some personal items. I was talking with somebody in the chat. It's either a flip flop or a sandal, and sunglasses maybe. But they found some personal items that they think are his. I'm sure that they'll check them for DNA. But he feels like
DNA,
he's in the
yeah.
right area. And when they flew that sign over, I died. That was the funniest thing, that big banner. And Jay had just said last night, that might be one of those planes dragging one of those signs, because they do that every day, constantly back and forth across the coastline. These big signs for advertisement, or I love you, or will you marry me, or but that sign, it said Aloha Brian Laundrie dog.
Dang.
And they
Okay,
were
did you
flying
hear?
it.
Hey, Davy Diamond, how are you, girl? Hey, did you hear this right? This, this just popped up on my feed. Unjustified posted it. It's an update. It says many were messaging me about the incident at the Landry home earlier
Mm.
between the neighbor and the
Yeah.
protesters that are in front of
Yeah,
the
it's on
home.
TMZ. You can pull it up and show it, but I will warn anybody that's not seen it. It's got terrible language in it, and it is very
No, I
real.
won't. I probably won't play
And
it. So
and that
who
and
was so
that
the protester was arrested?
no, 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 no. The
The
protesters were in the
neighbor.
street. The man accused him of getting on his lawn. It was a neighbor. He talked awful. I swear,
Oh,
I thought he was going to hit them. He threatened to kill them. He said, I don't want to repeat the words, but play the video. It's on TMZ. As long as you give
I'll
credit and
watch
we're
it, but I
talking
don't
about
know that
it.
I'll play it on here. I don't know that I'll
Most
play
people
it
have
on here.
probably, who in the chat has already seen that video of the neighbor assaulting
Good night, Tia. Thank you for coming
JRL?
in, girl. Thank you for joining.
Has anybody in
I
the chat
haven't.
seen the TMC video?
Mr. Jean says she saw it. I haven't saw it yet.
Yes, yes, the fight between the neighbor where he came up and he literally verbally assaulted, threatened to kill the man. He went to jail. Um, I mean, he
But
did it in
guys,
front of
let's
all the
think about it
cameras.
though. Yeah, but can you imagine? Irvin asked a question to Rose. Okay, I didn't see it.
Where is it,
Let me
darling?
scroll back up and let me see. Oh,
Yes, the man in the
let
red shirt was arrested, Rob. That's right. And he wasn't mad about them being there. He did yell that they weren't investigators or something. I don't remember how he put it, but he was mad because he claimed he got on his yard. And he didn't get in his yard.
mm,
And on top of that, in Florida, here it's 10 feet, but in Florida, I think it's 4 or 7 feet that the state owns that's not your property.
that's
So
not
it
yours.
will,
Yeah.
yeah, but he
Hey,
didn't even get on
Irvin,
his
can
yard.
you
The neighbor
retype
came
it?
up. The neighbor came up there
Irvin,
and jumped on the guy. Where is Irvin?
oh, LFT, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, LFT. That means a lot to me. It truly does. You
Oh,
guys are
thank
the
you.
best.
Thank
Hey,
you for
Irvin,
doing that.
retype your question.
Yeah, I
No.
wouldn't.
We're talking about the case now, Irvin. Tell
Yes.
us.
Yeah,
Ask
because
your
I wasn't
question.
reading. I wasn't reading. And we're talking about the case. We just had a little fun in between because you
Yeah.
gotta have fun. You just got to. Rose, in your opinion, does both cases look related, and how far apart are the bodies found? I don't know. They've just now started releasing it within the last, I think, 8 or 15 hours. I sent Case the most recent article on it, but they said in the same area where Gabby was found, which makes me think, well, why didn't they find him sooner with them out there? So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really sure what's up with that, but he's been missing, I think it said since August, and it had his name, but if I go out to get it, I'll get kicked off again. But and not only that, I have been doing some research, which Case is going to be on. There have been like over 300 or 400 women, indigenous women, that have gone missing in the
Mm-hmm.
last decade from that area. And not only that, there have been 3 or 4 recently that have popped up that I've seen. I've got to go hunt from that same area. So, what in the world is going on in Wyoming? Where are all these women go? Where are they going? Something's
Hey,
happening to
Debbie
them.
Diamond. This is Rose RNOG on panel with me. She's a mod in here, and she's also a mod for JS for Justice. She's a mod for Crafton and Kim. She's a mod for several different people.
Scarlet, I'm a mod for Scarlet.
Yeah, she's a mod for Scarlet. Mm-hmm.
And I'm a mod over at Gulf Coast Mama. Um,
So
yeah,
see, she's
we get down
a
and play late at
lot.
night. um, but yeah, I found, and I've been looking, and they're bringing this out. They've really been bringing it out in the last few days. Actually, I want to say the first one that mentioned this was Robbie. I'm a mod for Robbie too, and yeah, like over 300 Indigenous women from the area of the Native community have gone missing, and they've not done anything about it. They haven't even really made headlines or news, so they're really bringing that out. We're important too, and they are, and I want to start giving them the proper attention and getting their faces out there. And the news site that I
Mhm.
sent you, if you can look at your phone, I can't look at mine, but if you can look at your phone, get the name of that news and tell them about that news site. They are going to be
News
doing,
Nation Live. It's
yes, that's it. and
newsnationnow.com.
and that is one
Newsnationnow.com.
and that is one that Brian Enton and Josh and Jay, they are doing or working on. It's new. It's only been going a year. They're working to get it 24 hours a day, but they have their times that they go live, and they're going to do every Wednesday night. They're going to uh, do a Missing in America thing, and they're going to focus on a different missing person case every week. This week it was about a young man that went missing in Arizona. He was a geologist, and a young man. They found his vehicle just all ruined in the desert, but
Let me make
he
sure,
wasn't
Rose.
there.
I think, let me make sure. Urban, okay, you did answer Urban's question, right? Because he said, in your opinion, do both cases look related and how far apart were the bodies found?
All that they put in that article were that the bodies were found in the same area, same
Yeah.
location. So I'm not sure,
They're not
about
telling you, I don't
how
think,
far.
how far apart.
No, and they also did not give a cause of death on him either. They said that they knew it was this man, the name that I sent you, but they had to do
Mm.
positive ID. Ariel, I'm sorry, my dog is barking, and that they still have to do positive ID on him, just like they did for Gabby. You know how they took her and then
Yes.
ID'd. Um, so they'll do that. But what's going on? They had the two women, then they had Gabby, then they had this guy, and we don't know what happened to him. All right. Well, those other women that were missing, not the Indonesian ones. Now, these other ones were just travelers, and I saw at least three. What happened to them?
Mm.
Where are they?
Yeah.
There is something going on out there, and I'm not saying Brian didn't do this, because Brian is a bad, bad, bad word for what he did,
He,
leaving her up there,
mm-hmm,
not reporting her missing, disappearing. He looks very guilty. But I'm just
mm-hmm.
saying that there's something else going on out there, and we need to start getting these names out. So, but,
Exactly, exactly.
but
And I will help. I will help. I mean, I'm going to be looking at these websites you sent me and probably asking you 1,000 questions to make sure that I'm looking at it, getting everything written down correctly and everything. But yeah, we will definitely be getting the word out
look,
as much as possible.
look at Capri's. She's wanting you to see a comment above about her
That
email
was
to
the
you.
one that, yeah, that was the question that I read you that Urban was wanting to know.
Oh,
If
okay.
he didn't
Okay.
do it, he would have died
I'm
there
trying to
right
read it. I'm
then.
terrible at trying to read it from this side. Y'all, it's so slow. When you type out
Yeah,
there, I don't even know when it
yeah,
comes through over here. It takes forever. Rob
people.
says if he didn't do it, he would have died there too. I agree, Rob. He is definitely guilty of something. If he did not hurt her, he left her there, and she was injured. He didn't hunt for her. He didn't report her missing. Nothing. Something happened. I don't know if they got in a fight and she
Something
fell and hit her
happened.
head on a rock. I don't know what happened, but he is definitely in the wrong and guilty. But I still
Yeah,
want to know what's going on with all these others, because now you've got two men that have gone missing out in the same area, and that's just what I found out today. I mean, in the last
today.
24 hours or
Hmm.
so, and I'm tired. I need to sleep, but I really want to stay up and research. And I'm
See, that's
tired.
the way I was last night. I'm like, I wanna research, but, like, you kept sending me texts last night, you sent me some texts, and, like, every time I would try to look at them, it was like, I could not focus. It was like, I could see the pictures, I could see the words, nothing was connecting, and I'm like, "Okay, I've just got to go to bed. I've got to get some sleep." You know, your
It's
body
got,
just gets to
yeah,
that
yeah.
point, you just have to, and I knew I was to that point last night. But, I asked my
I passed
husband.
out.
Oh, I can only imagine, but I asked my husband, I said, what do you wait a minute, can I ask a question only because I'm a little behind what's going on? You don't have you don't go on panel or chat with NC anymore. I know it's not the topic, but this case is taking
Oh,
over.
we're not gonna talk about that. That's
Mm-mm,
well, we're
mm,
not gonna talk about anything. No other creators here. We're just here having fun and
mm.
talking about a
We're
case.
still
So
having
I'm
fun.
sorry.
Debbie, yeah, if you would like to, if if there's something specific that I can answer for you, you feel free to email me or reach out, but I don't want to
Yeah, it's my
publicly.
case discussions. What is
Yeah,
it?
at
My
my
case
case discussion
discussion?
at gmail.com. I'll be
Yeah.
happy to answer any questions there, but I don't want to talk about things like that publicly. That's out of Kat, you
Yeah,
can email me.
we're here to have fun and we're just not going to go there. We're not going to
Uh-uh.
discuss anybody because you know what? We love everybody. We have nothing against anybody. I don't, Case
Mm,
doesn't,
I
and we're
don't.
just mm-mm. We
It's
don't
just
know
let's
how that got started.
yeah.
So,
That
any-
just yeah, and when you say stuff publicly, it always adds fuel to the fire.
yeah, and for no
So,
reason because there's really nothing. There's nothing going on, and we're just glad
mm-mm.
to have everybody, and we just want to
Yeah.
discuss the cases and have a
I'm
good
tickled to
time. And
death, guys. I am so excited. I cannot tell you how happy I am to have no, no, I hope you understand, Debbie. I don't want it to come across as rude. I really don't. I'm so excited to have everyone here. I'm so excited to that we had the chat that we had tonight. I truly am.
oh
Well,
yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Who leaves their lady and doesn't say anything about it? Who
absolutely.
does have?
And then
Mm-mm,
come home without her to the house that she lived in with him and his parents,
e-
and the parents don't question anything. What did he say? Oh, she went crazy and I left her, or she got mad and left me? I mean, come on, if my kid did that, I would be going to Wyoming to pick her up myself or calling the police to have
exactly,
her found. That is on all of them. I can't just blame Brian for that. I blame all of them for that
all of
because the
them. That's
parents
right.
were wrong.
Mm.
They were very wrong and they should have never, ever
If
done that. How
if
could
we
they
went
do
on
that?
vacation, yeah, if we went on vacation and my husband came home without me, my in-laws would honestly get in a car and go to where we were on vacation at to find me. I know they would without a
Absolutely.
doubt. Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
And
And I know
I asked
he's
my
young.
yeah, and my husband asked me, he said, I asked my husband, I said, what do you think about the fact that he just left her out there like that? Even if he didn't kill her, why would you leave her like that? And my husband told me, he said, he said, I would have rather died myself than to left you laying out there like that. If you had just fallen and gotten injured or whatever. And he said, then to
And
just
well,
left
even
you
if
like
she was
that.
mad, even if she got mad and walked off,
Hmm.
how dare he leave her there? They have bears
Especially
and
in her
everything.
vehicle. And especially in her vehicle.
Yep, and left her with no transportation. And
Hmm.
apparently, he had her money and credit cards, and left her with nothing because he obviously used them, which is why there's a warrant for his arrest. Thank God. How else did we get the other dude that did all that stuff? Tax evasion. you know.
Exactly.
Um,
But but and please tell me if you agree with this. Do you think what I think about that warrant is I think that's the small warrant that they're going to use to hold him on while they build bigger charges?
Yeah, I think so too. And Snow, what you said, I have thought about that because you know how I am. I have a soft heart and I want to believe, everyone is good until I think they're not. And then I still give them another chance. And then sometimes I'm still right, about them being bad and I have to eat my words. But that he might not have known. If he didn't know something was wrong and she got mad and took off and he couldn't find her, he still should have alerted authorities and told them, look, I can't find my girlfriend. She got mad and left. Something's wrong. And he did
At
nothing.
the
He
very
takes her.
least, he should have called her parents and
Yeah, I
said,
mean, he
"Look,
took
we had a
off.
disagreement and she split, and I can't find her."
And not, he took off. Not only that, I mean, the way that he got the van and he still left with all of her money, still didn't alert
Mhm.
authorities. I mean, he's a bad little dude, or he was terrified. I don't know which, but still, there's a
Or
way to
maybe
go
a
about things.
combination of both.
Well,
Mhm.
still, his mother worked for the DA's office. I mean, come on. First thing you do is
Yeah.
notify the police that something's going
But
on. She
yeah,
knows better than that. He was taught better.
yeah,
And if he wasn't,
yeah.
then what does that tell you?
That's right. Well, Rob, that I know that in Florida they may not be able to charge the parents with aiding and abetting, but the state of Florida put out a press release or something with a newspaper company on Saturday that said that if they at the end of this, if they find out that this family misled them, they would receive a bill for what it's cost to search for
There
Brian.
is there's also a
And on
charge that they can put on them too. I was trying to remember the name of the case. Heck, I just googled it the other day to get the date. There was a woman that helped her son, and they went back and charged her. Um, it was recent. I want to say the last name started with an F. I'll have to look. I'm tired and I can't think. But she did
oh,
something
I
similar to
understand.
this and lied and hid, and they got her for one certain charge. And I will look it up and I'll tell y'all what it is next time, or I'll send it to you and let you tell them because I don't really
Okay,
like
that'd
to
be
do
fine.
that. But yeah, yeah. That
But
I think that
they
there is
said
a charge they can use.
On Saturday, the bill was already $1.2 million. I mean, 1.2 was it
Million.
$1 million? Is that right? Okay, I wanted to make
I
sure I
think
said
that's
that
right.
right.
I tell you
Mhm.
what, that is ridiculous. Those parents should be
Mhm.
ashamed. That money could
Mhm.
have gone to so much
Think of
greater
how many
use.
homeless people that they could have put
Yeah,
or
fed,
or
clothes, sheltered, homes for
sheltered,
the homeless.
or
Yeah,
or even how many domestic violence people that they could have helped with that money. I
yep,
mean, that money could have went a long
yep.
way, and now it's going nowhere.
I hope they have to pay it back. I do. I mean,
I
they
do
may not
too,
think. And that might be part of why they're continuing the search. They want to get the bill up, but I don't know. But I'm going to get off
girl. I
and let
know.
you enjoy your stream.
Well, thank you so much.
I
Well,
just
I
promised I would
appreciate you
come up, and I
coming up.
had to let my ears charge. They had
I
my other ones.
appreciate
I
that
can't
so
talk with
much.
them. All right. Well, I love you, hun, and
I love
I'll
you
get
too,
back down
girl.
and
I love
chat.
you. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much for everything you do.
You're very welcome. I enjoy it. See you later.
Thank you, hon. Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
and bye bye, hon. All right, guys. That yes, Gabby's case does shed light. Gabby's case does shed a lot of light for us. Yeah, Rose showed us her little dark side tonight. Rose was crazy in school. I enjoyed tonight so much, guys. I just want to tell y'all that. I really did. I enjoyed tonight so, so much. We needed to laugh. We needed to have fun, you know? And you don't really know exactly sometimes when the right time is to have that fun or to have that laugh or whatever. But I think the tension and everything for everybody was building so much. We needed it tonight. We needed to just let loose and just have fun, crack jokes, and all that. Thank you, Snow. I appreciate that, guys. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I would greatly appreciate it. We are back up. Oh, I'm so excited! I cannot thank you enough. I really cannot. It means the world to me to be back up above 500 for personal reasons, but and it's fluctuating right now. So, but thank you all so so much. It I do really appreciate it all. I'm going to go pretty soon. I have to get up pretty early in the morning and go do some things with my son, and but I will be around. I will have my phone with me. Yes, guys, the domestic violence hotline. Remember that number is 1-800-799-SAFE, or you can go on the website of www.thehotline.org. There's always someone there 24/7 if you're in a domestic violence situation. Hey, Elsie Justice, thank you so much for being here. Um, Thank you so much, Rose, again for coming up. Oh, okay, Capri, that's good. Thank you so much. I have to be um, you're going to go have vodka. Thanks for Rose, Rob. That's funny. I have to go pick up some stuff that I've ordered tomorrow around. I gotta be there around 10. So, but I may do a quick live like in the morning, first thing, and with any updates that they announce, like in the morning or whatever. And then I should be back after lunch and and we can talk about any updates and things like that even more. But I do love you guys so much. Thank you all for being here. This means the world to me. I'll never take you for granted for subscribing. Never. Yeah, it's been fun, guys, but it's about bedtime. It's about there. I think we all now need get some good sleep because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We do not know what tomorrow's going to bring in this surge. All right, guys. I love you all, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Be safe.